Welcome to the Firearm Violence Data Dashboard. When you arrive at the dashboard, you'll see our Data Highlights page. This page is going to represent the most recent full year of firearm violence statistics in Maryland. The data is sourced from the Vital Statistics Administration. When you arrive at the page, you'll see the top line statistics like total fatalities and the percentages of those deaths that are homicides and suicides. Next to that, you can see the total number of firearm-related injuries. This is going to be represented by emergency room visits. And then next to that, you'll see the percentages from all homicides and suicides that involved firearms. As you scroll down, there is a heat map, and this is going to represent different jurisdictions and the percentages that are homicides and suicides. And this is going to be represented by pie charts. When you scroll over each jurisdiction or county, you can see the name of the county, and the more red there is in the pie chart, the more firearm homicides exist in this jurisdiction. And the more yellow that exists in the pie chart, the more firearm suicides exist. And this is going to give us a better understanding of what gun violence looks like across the state and the urban-rural disparity that exists regarding different counties in Maryland. Scrolling further down our data highlights page, you can see a historic snapshot. This map is going to be represented by a 5-year average between 2020 and 2024. Here you'll also see a breakdown of different counties and jurisdictions, and this is going to be represented by rates. And a rate measures the number of incidents based on the population level, typically represented by an incident count per 100,000. This map is going to show you total firearm fatalities across different counties. The darker the representation, the higher the firearm violence is in that jurisdiction. The lighter the color, the less firearm violence that exists in that county. There's also an option to limit it to firearm homicide rates. This is represented by the same 5-year average, and you can see where firearm homicides are highest in the state of Maryland. This map will also provide us the option to look at firearm suicide rates, and you can see the counties that are most impacted by firearm suicide. There's also an option to look at the rates by race and gender to see which communities are most impacted by both firearm homicide and firearm suicide, and the differences between age groups. And you can see which age groups are impacted most by firearm homicide and which age groups are impacted most by firearm suicide.